All right, welcome into Market Day Report. I am Scott Shellady, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. And you probably guessed that as we approach the noon hour Central, 1 o'clock Eastern. Let's see how these markets are shaping up for us. We were up about 3 cents-ish the last time we checked when we brought up that corn board. What are we doing now? It's about 3 cents, isn't it? Still, 3 1/4 cents higher in the March. 4.73 is last there. Just 3 ticks off the high of the day. We've had about a, 4 cent range, 4.5 cent range. We should get excited, right? 3 cents higher. March corn. 4.72 3/4 is last. 3 1/4 cents higher in the May to 4.85 3/4. Let's go from corn to beans. Well, it's a little wetter down south, but we've kind of come back. This market's traded about 2 or 3 cents higher than the last time we visited. So we're 6.5 cents lower now in Jan beans. We're above that $13 line to 13.02. Last time we checked, we were right at 13. March is up or down 7 3/4 cents to 13.08, but that's up above that $13 line as well. Both Jan and March traded into that $12 handle earlier today. So we're down about 7 cents across the board with beans. Let's move along from beans to wheat in Chicago. That's higher by about 4.5 cents. March trades at 614.5. That's last there, and we've had a 7 cent range, and we're pretty much right smack dab in the middle of it. We're 4.5 cents higher in the May, right behind it, to 625 3/4. From Chicago wheat, we go to Kansas City wheat, and the Kansas City wheat is up a whopping 1.5 cents. to 626.5. However, May, right behind it, is sharply unchanged, 629 3/4. So we've had an okay range over there. I'm going to call that about a 13-cent range. And we're, I would say, pretty much right in the middle of it. And moving right along, we've got spring wheat in Minneapolis. That's down a little bit, not much, about 1 1/4 cents lower in that March contract. 716 3/4 is last there, 2 cents off the low of the day. We'll take a quick peek at cotton. We'll get to our next guest analyst. Cotton's down 26 points. The price in March is $78.95, below that 79 line. Let's bring in our next guest analyst. That's the venerable Tommy Grisafi with Advanced Trading. Tommy, thanks for taking the time here today, brother. I don't know. I mean, court date, job interview. What's going on with the tie?
Well, I'm just going to work my job as Santa that you were able to get me over at Cabela's. I got a few days here left to the holidays, so I understand you're taking a little time off next week. Maybe you'll be could be some cow guy sightings down in Nashville. Exciting day in the markets.
Yep.
If you trade big enough, if you don't think markets are busy, you don't have enough on. Isn't that what they used to say?
Exactly right.
It was a little busy. I mean, there's a little price action. Corn shot up, beans shot down. I do know this. I do have I had a phone call from the one and only Tony Dunker down in Quincy, Illinois. And Mrs. Claus got a hot bean basis, Scotty. So here's what happens. Let's explain it to the viewers and listeners. As the markets collapse, which they have, corn's at a 3-year low. And as the bean market is $1 off the highs from a few weeks ago, processors, end users, they don't quit using product. Farmers are pretty much done for the year. They've talked to their accountants. They understand what income they're taking this year, what income they're taking next year. But the end user, and the weather is nice, as we noticed there, the end user is demanding those beans. So if you're anywhere in the Midwest where you think you'd be affected by a hot market, check it out. Now, folks up in North Dakota, this won't affect you so much. They got their own problems up there. But with that, we do have some other things. Can we talk politics a little bit for a second?
I'll let you go ahead. I mean, it's all you.
That's enough about me. Let me talk about me. It's Christmas. I'll give you the gift of Tommy Grisafi. What is going on with Canada? Canada has 400,000 new residents in the last 3 months. Was that fake news or was that a real headline?
I have not.
Canada's population is one of the most exploding populations in the world. Google it, folks. I'm not just making this up, even though I'm in my mom's basement, as Scotty always says. But also, we have problems up north. We have problems down south. We have problems in Washington. Elections have, they have effects. And you wouldn't know that by looking at the stock market. It's at all-time highs. But the rail system, what's going on with Mexico, it's affecting our corn market.
Absolutely is.
What's going on with safety? Do me a favor, when you after the show, Google the Canadian news. Incredible amount of new people have entered Canada. And I don't think they sent the engineers and the scientists to Canada, my friend, nor are they sending them to either border. So there's problems out there, and it's affecting our grain markets, and it's affecting our pocketbook, and it kind of gets me upset, but it's Christmas, so let's try to be in a good mood.
All right, brother. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We encourage all editorials to Tommy's rant to us. That's great, but thanks for that. We'll be right back, Tommy. We're going to go take a break. We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back. It's time to talk about the livestock, our four-legged friends, some furry, some not. Let's dive right in. We'll take a look at that live cattle board. What does that have for us? Well, live cattle, it's a little bit easier here. 72 cents lower to 169.57. 57 cents off the lows, but we've had a tight range, so we're not really doing that much. We've had a range of about $1.70. April's had a little bit of a range too. Not quite, about $1.60, $1.60-ish. All right, we'll see. But 72 cents lower. 169.57 is last in Feb. 72 cents lower in the April, right behind it to 173.10. Feeders, what do we have going on there? Well, we have a little bit of a loss, right? But about the same as it was last time we visited. Jan feeders stand at 222.97. That's down to $1.07, and that's 15 cents off the low of the day. March is down $1.12 to 224.62. And then finally, let's get to the lean hogs. We'll get back to our guest analyst. Lean hogs, look at the Feb's up 20 cents to 70.42, but that's only just like 30 cents off the low of the day, even though we're higher. We've got a 40-cent loss in the April, right behind it to 76.52. Let's bring back in Tommy Grisafi. He's been so patiently waiting in his mother's basement for us to come back. Thanks, Tommy. All right, brother. Anything jump out at you when we read off those livestock prices?
Things got real serious real fast in the livestock market, and I'm only smiling because I'm pretty pumped up. I have two pork butts out on the smoker, but I have to tell you something. I only paid $1 per pound for that pork butt. It was on sale. I don't know if it was spoiled or what the deal was, but I bought them up at the grocery store, and I cannot believe what a value that is. Pork is a good value. It's a great food, and this is scary. I'm embarrassed to tell you this. It's going to cost me more in Traeger pellets to smoke it than the meat actually costs. So the wood actually costs more than the actual protein. As far as cattle, they're chopping around. We have reports, hogs and pigs. We're going to have some cattle reports tomorrow. That could move the markets. We close on Friday. We will not be open till Tuesday afternoon. Hard open in the pits, our imaginary pits in Chicago. Actually, they're computer servers in Aurora is what they are now. But there is an opportunity still to purchase insurance till about 8:20 in the morning on Saturday. And I'm sure you have different insurance people on who talk about that. So government insurance will be available till Saturday morning, depending on what that report is in cattle on Friday afternoon. Pretty much what I'm saying, Scotty, is the government's allowing you to buy a put after the numbers released. Only in America. Back to you, my friend.
All right, brother. Thanks very much. Have a Merry Christmas. And hopefully that pork you've got on the smoker, it sounded almost like he had a Canadian accent when he said that.
Yeah.
Did you hear that too? Yeah. Like, I got a pork butt on a smoker.
And I'm hoping that he cooks it all the way through. I'm kind of concerned. He said maybe it was spoiled.
It's so cheap. It was